What's up out there, family and friends? It's your boy, the motivational teacher to the masses, bringing you them hits once again about to break bread, going YouTube Live and Facebook Live. For you all out there watching on Facebook, please like Williams Inspires, share, comment, host watch parties. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, please subscribe, hit that bell twice, and comment on this video. We have been breaking great bread in the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of where everyone in the world is bearish on the market. They're bearish on a lot of things right now that's going on in America. Yep, there are a lot of people right now that are not spending money. We've been told to have social distancing. They're staying at home, and a lot of mental health issues and everything are starting to pop up during this time. Hey, my advice to you all is to keep your mind occupied. Keep your mind occupied. Press toward the mark of the high calling and keep going. And don't allow yourself to get in a funk. Don't allow yourself to feel less of yourself. Give yourself some grace. I told my team the other day, let's have a culture of grace during this COVID-19 period. So I'm challenging you to do the same with yourself. Hey, if you're out there, please, a quick note. I'm on a new platform. Again, I can't really see who's joining. So if you're out there, let me click on the comments. Means holler at me, let me know you're out there. And please like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube page. And I'm gonna give it another 30 seconds. I want people to start chiming in here, because when I start this message, we will be breaking bread. I'm gonna share it to my different outlets on Facebook as well as on YouTube. So I ask you all, challenge you all to make sure you do the same also, to become a part of the word. Love it. And I know the people that we have out here, and I know you all are awesome, and you all would do that for me. So thank you all so much. And I am doing it myself. All right, share it. All right, let's get ready to break bread. I ask you all, challenge you all to make sure you do the same. Let's get ready to break bread. All right, let's get ready to break bread. Technical difficulties over. Hey, today will be no different. Today will be no different. Today we're going to talk for a brief moment about unlocking your potential. Unlocking your potential. It's a funny thing that about humans, like God hid our gift in the only place where he knew we could find it, which is on the inside of us. But it's so amazing when you talk about the greatest potential that's on earth. You know, you will hear on the news, or you hear other people say that it's the oil wells over in Saudi Arabia, over in Iran and Iraq. Is just unlimited wealth and potential over there in Iraq, in those oil wells. Or you think about some of the diamonds. Hey, Igdalia, thank you for joining today. You think about over there somewhere, and over there with the diamonds and just so much raw material over there in the mines of Africa. And some people will say the most potential over there, or even they will say the most potential is in the United States with the booming industry and all those different things that are going on. But ladies and gentlemen, I came to serve notice today that the most potential world went into the graveyard when people died with books on the inside of them. They died with businesses on the inside of them. Hey, what's up, Tanya? They died with businesses on the inside. They died with nonprofit organizations on the inside of them. They died without starting that Fortune 100 company that was on the inside of them. Hey, they died not having expressed their gift to the world. I talked about it last time. They haven't served their gift to the world. They died with their potential still locked on the inside of it. And I carefully named unlock your potential. Unlock your potential. Because the thing is, in America, it's so easy to want to compete with the person next door, or it's so easy to want to compete with the person in the next cubicle next to you. It's so easy to want to compete with your siblings or other family members. But this is not about a competition. And believe you me, it's not about things. It's about your potential. God has given gifts to all men. And it's about unlocking your gift. And your gift is unique and special. Hey, Shay, what's up? It's unique and it's special to you. It's about unlocking your potential. I don't have to look at the person. I don't look at Eric Thomas and compare me to him. I don't look at Les Brown and compare me to him, or I don't look at other motivational speakers and compare me to him because their potential is their gift from God. I only have to focus on unlocking my potential. I'm breaking bread right now. You only should be concerned about your potential because that's the potential that's meant to bring you before great men. It's your potential. No need. And see what a lot of us do, we start talking down or we believe less about our gift because it's not as developed as somebody else's. And we start to believe that, well, that can't be me, or I can't do it like that, or they do it better than me, or they built better to be able to. See, it's not about your gift versus your gift. That's one thing. I'm a basketball coach, my boys. And that's one thing I don't do a lot of is have them going a lot of one-on-one versus each other. Because individual's gift is not about me being able to beat that person or that person being able to beat me. It's more about me maximizing what I have on the inside of me. For the sake of this video, I'm about to break bread today, y'all, and I won't be on here long. I'm going to break some good bread. Please like, share, host watch parties. And please, if you have not, please go to Williams Inspires on YouTube. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, your boy name's starting to pop up. Now, you type in Williams Inspire, it pops up on YouTube. You can find me. About a week ago, I was nowhere to be found. So it's about making small strides to get to where you want to go. For our definition of potential is having or showing the capacity to become or develop into something in the future. Let me read that again. Having or showing the capacity to become or develop into something in the future. Boy, I love this word, potential. You are root word potent. Root word potent, meaning that you are explosive, meaning that you are capable of becoming a whole different dynamic. One thing I love about the human race, and I love about God creating men, that he created us with the ability to evolve. Man, I'm gonna break bread today. Hey, Mom. Hey, Chris. He created us with the ability to evolve. And see, most of us sometimes get stuck at a place in life where we believe that's all we're supposed to be. Like, check this out. Our ability to evolve. We started out as a fetus inside of our parents' belly. We were born out of the earth. We became a toddler. We grew. We became a young adult. We became a teen. We became an adult. And then some of us become, an elderly adult before we died. We were born to evolve. Physically and mentally, we were born to evolve. And it doesn't mean that I started out as a basketball player. I was a special education teacher. I did life insurance. I did mutual funds. I was a stockbroker. I had a business where we fixed up apartments and things that was run down. Pharmaceutical sales. I'm motivational speaking. I'm into my 10th, 8th, or 9th, 10 different things because I have been evolving. And the challenge for you is, in order to unlock your potential, you have to continue to evolve. Don't ever accept that I can only be this way. Don't ever accept that you can only be one. You were created to evolve. We can never realize our potential without evolving. I just broke bread. Q just chimed in this conversation. We go from glory to glory, just like our Father. You were never meant just to stay the current version of yourself. I'm going to break bread today because we're talking about unlocking your potential. Now, motivational teacher to the masses. I'm trying to unlock my potential. Motivational teacher to the masses just seems like I can't ever get ahead. Let me read you some statistics. I'm going to read you some statistics, and then we'll break bread in a minute. 57% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, according to First National Bank. 70% of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings. 45% of Americans have nothing saved. The median wage last year, $19 an hour, which equates to right around $40,000 per year. And then only 33% of people are maximizing their potential, according to Kelly Services. See, right now we're in the midst of a pandemic. To mail out, what's up, Jake? They had to mail out stimulus checks, and we appreciate the stimulus checks. And so a lot of people right now struggling based on the facts that I just told you right here. They were struggling before COVID-19, and COVID-19 made it more apparent because when you had to get more groceries or we had unexpected expenditures that had to come up. And a lot of people are struggling because, not just because of the pandemic, but because of not unlocking their potential. And see, I read those stats, motivational teacher to the masses. What does that have to do with unlocking your potential? You see, as I read those stats, they are not the cause. They are the effect. Most Americans live this way is the effect. The cause is not unlocking your potential. We get in a job and we work, we stay there 10 years, we have to do the job, and we expect, and we don't move up. We have no plans of moving up. We just going to work day by day to come home. If that's our mentality and that's our approach, then we're going to be one of the 57% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck. Then we're going to be 1 to 70% of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings, because the cause is that until I start working in my potential, unlock my potential, my effect will always be that I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul, or that my marriage is stressed because I don't have enough money to make the end month work, or to be stressed because I know I'm going to a job I hate, but I keep going because I'm not unlocking my potential. Only 33% of Americans maximize their potential, according to Keller Services. And the great thing about potential, let me tell you all something. And I read these stats because this is what's driving America, man. Like I tend to believe that if it's very difficult to have a thriving marriage when you don't have enough money to pay your bills at the end of the month. Like, it wasn't until my wife is a genius. Nothing that she cannot do. There's nothing that she cannot do. But it wasn't until we were in a stable environment where she started a sewing business, where she started doing paraphernalia for Greek organizations, where she started selling she started selling jewelry to people. It wasn't until we were in a stable environment to where her genius, like right now, she's making masks for people for COVID-19. Like, she's genius on the inside of her. But it wasn't until we had a stable environment to where she was able to unlock that potential, because up until that, it was like, okay, let's just figure out how we can make enough money to pay for make sure the kids got food, make sure the kids can go to school, make sure we have the necessities. And see, we got to move beyond that place in our life into the place to where now I can focus on my potential. I got Tanya chiming in this conversation. But motivational teacher to the masses, how does a person know what their potential is so that they can unlock it? That's a really good question. And I got 3 keys down here to discovering your potential. I got 3 keys down here to discovering your potential. Since you're pushing me, Tanya, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to begin to break bread. Number 2, her question was, let me read it again. How does a person know what their potential is so that they can unlock it? And the great thing, question, Tanya, is that a lot of us don't know our potential. A lot of us don't know our potential. Like me, for example, I did not know my potential. I'm just being honest. It took the grind. It a lot of failures to understand where I'm supposed to be. So my first key to discovering and unlocking your potential is, number 1, you got to push yourself. You have to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. You got to live in a place where it's uncomfortable. I'm breaking bread right now. I don't care if you're working in a job right now. If you're working in a job right now that you know is not connected to what you ultimately supposed to do, you still should be the best employee at that. You should still be the best. You should show up early and stay late. You should do the most excellent work in that role wholeheartedly as unto the Lord, because it might not be the thing you're supposed to do, but that thing will lead you to the thing. I'm breaking bread right now. Without me going through Primerica Financial Services, I could not be a speaker, trainer, coach to a Fortune 100 company. Was Primerica the thing that I was supposed to be doing? No. But I went to regional vice president faster than anybody ever did in Alabama. Why? Because whatever you do it wholeheartedly. And I believe, I'm going to break bread right here, God is a respecter of faith. He is a respecter of faith. I'm breaking bread right now. Even if you don't know what you're supposed to do, and you believe and you got the faith enough to know that God is my source. I broke bread on that. You got to go get that on YouTube. That God is my source. And since he's my source, I own this resource, but I work this resource. My job is my resource, but I work that resource as if I'm working for my source. And that I'm telling you, you got to push yourself harder. You got to go longer and you got to go stronger. I know that's an old attitude, but if we don't want to be one of the 70% of Americans that have less than $1,000 in savings, you got to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. That's one way you can maximize your gifts. I'm telling you, because a lot of us, and this is why I am the motivational teacher, not the motivational speaker, because if you're like me, I didn't know what my gifting was when I was 30. I didn't know what my gifting was when I was in my 20s. All I knew was that there's a place for me out there where I didn't have to be busted and disgusted. There was a place out there where I could be Anthony D. Williams, the motivational teacher to the masses, and people would accept me for me. And all I knew was that I was 30 years old before I learned how not to play myself down so other people felt better about themselves. Like, I don't have to discount who I am so people want to accept me in their circle. I was over 30 before I figured that out. But I'm telling you, if you go hard enough at what you're doing, eventually, I think God has spiritual bumpers. I'm going to call it spiritual bumpers. When Steve Harvey was working in a plant, he went and did one comment a night, changed the course of his life. I believe God has spiritual bumpers. When you're giving what you have to wholeheartedly completely, he will put spiritual bumpers out there to get you going in the right direction. Number one, you got to push yourself wholeheartedly. And as you push yourself wholeheartedly, you will spiritually bump into number two, your passion. Pursue your passion. Number two, pursue your passion. And see, right now, there's some people out there, and I really don't know what my passion is. And I really don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And see, that's why number one is so important, is that you push yourself and you go wholeheartedly. Because if you do that long enough, you will, God put spiritual bumpers out there in your way to help you float right into number two. What is my passion? My passion. What do I love to do? What would I do for free? Where do I find, I like to call it sweatless victory. Where do I have the best results with the least amount of work? Where is that place? And never unlock that place unless you're faithful with the few. You will never become ruler over many until you are faithful with the few. I got some people chiming into this conversation. I'm gonna get right back to that point. Knowing your potential starts with knowing what your gifts and talents. You broke bread. Keys to discovering your potential. Thank you, Jake. You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It is in the process where we discover our capabilities when we come out on the other end. Yes, sir. In the midst of the fiery furnace, or in the midst of being made into a pure stone, a pure diamond, like, we don't know. All we know is the process. But the more we go through that process, the more we'll be able to figure out. And the more, I ain't gonna say figure out, because it's not that. The more God will be able to about who we are. But it's not until we step out in faith. It's not until we're able to go hard when hard is not even deserved. You can have a boss right now that treats you like crap. The true challenge and true test is, do I still go as hard as I would as unto God? That's how we begin to unlock it. Number two, your passion. Got Tanya, I'm chiming in here. I just need to figure out in what capacity it should be done. I know what my passion is. Good. Like, if you know your passion, begin to pursue it. You don't have to do it all today at one time. You don't have to say, all right, y'all, I'm dropping everything I'm doing, all my time, to go and do my passion. No, I talked about it the other two motivational Mondays ago about we should have 5 streams of income coming in. Start small. Start small. Like, my wife will tell you, my first 10, 15, 20 speaking engagements were free. They were free. I was serving my gift. We don't have to do it all at one time. Just say, hey, man, I'm going to take this acorn and I'm going to plant it in the ground. I'm going to water it. I'm going to fertilize it. I'm going to watch after it day or night. And I'm just going to see what the acorn can become if I dive wholeheartedly into it. Yeah, it's not all at one time. The capacity is start now. That's it. Just start now. If your goal is to start a restaurant, start working on recipes. Just start working on recipes. Create your recipe book. When I get my store, I'm going to have these 7, 8 recipes. Perfect. Everybody's going to like those. If you want to start an online business, then just start right now with one product. I don't know, you want to sell something. Start right now with one product. Make that one product excellent. The key is to just start now. Like, for example, I just started my YouTube page 2 weeks ago. My goal was just to get it started. Now I'm infatuated with the new people that's running into my messages and just shouting back out at me, man. I'm loving it. But it all started with me I want to try it out. I just want to try it out. So get started somewhere with pursuing your passion. And then number 3, I'm talking about 3 keys to discovering your potential, to unlock your potential. Number 3, new behaviors. New behaviors. We have to have new behaviors in order to unlock our potential. For example, if and guys and girls, y'all, I've talked about it. I'm not just talking about the business world. That's why I'm the motivational teacher to the masses. You can have where you got 100,000 in your checking account, and you got $1 million in your 401k or your Roth, the traditional IRA. You can have that. You can have a healthy body. You don't have to deal with all the disease. You can have great kids. You can have a healthy marriage. Like, you don't separate any of these together. I'm talking about total life prosperity right here. And these 3 keys unlock your potential in every area. The third one is we need new behaviors. If I want to unlock the potential in my marriage, then if my marriage is not in the place where I know when we said I do what we said we wanted, then we have to adopt new behaviors. If I'm not right now, my job, if I want to move up and I want to be promoted, then I need to adopt new behaviors. I remember it took me, when I started at the company I'm at now, it took me 6 years to get my first promotion. And the reason was because of my behaviors. I had to be the smartest person in the room. I was insecure. I had to try to let everybody know that I should be next. And that was insecurity. And it wasn't until I had to deal with my own behavior, my insecurity, until I was able to get promoted. But after I got promoted, I've got promoted 3 more times in the next 4 years. Why? Because it was that behavior that was limiting my career. And likewise with you, with all of us, our behaviors locate where we are. Our behaviors locate where we. The reason why we're not where we want to be right now in life is because of our behaviors. Sometimes some of us got quick tongues, and I'm quick to tell somebody what I think. Some of us got bad spending habits. I'm quick to want to go buy this next thing, this Gucci, whatever, to validate who I am. Or some of us have bad relationship habits. I don't care what I think. This is my money. This is my time. I do what I want to do. I don't care what he or she think. All of those are behaviors that limit us from unlocking our potential. See, one thing I know about being a great leader and being anybody most of anybody that's done anything great is that you have to be willing to serve your gift. Like today, my question to you is, what behaviors could you change in order to put you farther in line with unlocking your potential? So maybe some of us, we go to bed too early. I mean, we can't sleep 12, 14, 15 hours a day and expect for us to be able to unlock potential and maximize our time on this earth. My son and I, we're reading, it's right there. We're reading Kobe's book, The Mamba Mentality. We come in, we read it together. And one thing Kobe said was, in order to give him a competitive advantage, he did his first workout from 5 to 7 in the morning, at 3, ate breakfast, went and worked out from 5 to 7. He was back at home to see his daughters go to school. He said NBA players only start their first workout at 10 or 11. He was able to gain an extra workout in over the course of 10 years that propelled him to one of the best players to ever play the game. It's all about those behaviors. If you want to be better or if you want to be the best, what are you willing to sacrifice? You got to let some old behaviors go and adopt some new behaviors in order to change, to unlock your potential. That's what it's about. I love your question, Tanya. You brought all that stuff out. Thank you. I love it. I am also learning how to surround myself with like-minded people and people with vision and goals similar to mine. That's awesome, because game recognizes game. Iron sharpens iron. If you're around chicken, they can never sharpen your game. They can never sharpen you. If you only hanging out with chickens, don't expect eagle results. Got to get more people around like you. My 3 things are self-doubt, lack of motivation, and procrastination. The great thing about all 3 of those is that you control them. You control them. You wake up, you defeat them every day. It takes Yeah, I'm telling you, man, like if it was being, when I say total life prosperity, when I say rich, I'm talking about great marriage, all this stuff. If it was easy, everybody would have it. If it was easy to be rich, easy to have total life prosperity, everybody would have it. The truth of the matter is that 57% of Americans are accept and are not angry living paycheck to paycheck. 70% of Americans accept having less than $1,000 in savings. 45% of Americans accept having nothing saved. The thing is, they accept having that until you are fed up with being the best version of you that God created you to be. We will never change. We will never walk through these 3 steps to unlock our potential. And the reality is we'll die average. We'll end up dying average. We'll have an average funeral. We'll have an average graveside. We will end up having an average life. And 6 months after we die, nobody ever know we were here. I'm going to break bread with you right here. One of the greatest people I know, my Aunt Betty, one of the greatest people I know. My Aunt Betty didn't have a lot of money. My Aunt Betty didn't have a lot of things. My Aunt Betty, they had a double wide trailer out in Waverly, Alabama. But my Aunt Betty sold herself into every kid that came through Waverly, Alabama. She kept just about every kid in my generation or below out there, in her house, almost all my cousins, everybody. She sold a little bit of herself into all those kids in Waverly, Alabama. I'm talking about unlocking your potential. At the end of the day, she didn't have a lot of money. She didn't have a lot of things. But when they had her funeral, it were people wrapped around the church trying to get in because she impacted that many lives. See, that's unlocking your potential right there. And 6-8 years later, I'm still talking about my Aunt Betty. So her legacy is outliving her works on the earth. Her legacy is outliving, and it wasn't rooted in a Bentley. It wasn't rooted in Gucci. It wasn't rooted in Louis Vuitton. It was rooted in the impact that she made around people in her life. Man, I'm breaking bread right now. And see, some of us, we're discounting our potential because we think it has to look like the Kardashians, or it has to look like Les Brown, or it has to look like Nene Leakes, or it has to look like some other celebrity. But our gift, our potential is tied into us getting outside of ourselves and start looking at where can I put myself in a position to where I can serve more of God's people. If you only had that mindset where I can serve God's people more and more efficiently, you could change your own lot in life, because everybody, we just read the statistic, the majority of people are looking for shortcuts. I got a lot of people chiming into this conversation. Let me get in here. Q, and most people at the top have poor character. Living with the Lord, we can have the total package. Amen, bro. Amen. I know exactly what you're saying. If you're great at work but suck at home, you got work to do. Boy, you just broke bread. That's why I talk about total life prosperity. I'm not just talking about, I just heard one of my friends talking about how much money they have, but their home life is terrible. Like during this COVID-19 quarantine, it's going to be some divorces come outside of this quarantine because they really never learn how to dwell together. And when you got to stay here 6 weeks, like either you change some behaviors or the situation is going to get worse. And that's why I'm challenging you all before we get there. Let's go ahead and look at number 3. What behaviors can I change today, not tomorrow? Like for in the life of the winner, in order to unlock your potential, you got to win now. Forget, we always talk about tomorrow. Let's win now. Margarita Fowler, I wasted too many good years of my life allowing these things to take precedence in my life. The good thing is there's no condemnation into what happened before this moment now. Now, Abraham and Sarah were 99 years old. I'm telling you, your moment is now. Colonel Sanders was 65. Over 1,000 people trying to sell his chicken recipe when he was over 65 with one Social Security check. Your time is now. All those years, God will restore the time that the cankerworm stole. Your time is now to unlock your potential. If you're still on this side of the dirt, then your potential is unlimited. Unlock your potential. And I'm about maximizing our potential. Maximizing our potential means getting more out of yourself in every situation. It means doing more in less time and achieving better results. Maximize your potential. I got to get more out of myself. And I believe God has put more in me. And if we, ladies and gentlemen, if we only believe that there's more to us than what meets the eye, being able to push yourself, being able to pursue your passion, and then create new behaviors to get you in line, those things become easy. Because at the root of all of this is a lack of self. At the root of all of this is a self-esteem issue. It's lack of self-confidence, self-love. It's lack of all those things that make us believe that we're not. You got to grow internally to get externally. I just broke bread. This is the motivational teacher to the masses. Unlock your potential. Only you possess the key. Man, like unlock potential is like currency. It's like having $500,000 in your closet, and all you have to do is get the key to the closet to be able to get it. And I just sit there and look at the closet like, and never can get the closet open. That's what it looks like. Not unlocking. Like your potential is currency. Yep, your potential to be a great husband, your potential to be a great wife, your potential to be a great mom, a great dad, a great son, a great daughter, a great employee, a great business owner. It's untapped potential. And boy, with the motivational teacher to the masses, y'all hang with me long enough. I'm telling y'all, you're gonna believe you can run through walls. And listen to this. Faith without works is dead. See, your faith is gonna eventually turn over into your works. And when you begin to work like you believe, man, the sky is the limit, baby. The sky is the limit. Hey, thank y'all for joining me this quick session on Saturday afternoon. If you would, please like, share, host watch parties. If you haven't, go to my YouTube page. It's Williams Inspires. Go and subscribe. Inbox me. I'll shoot you a video or two so you can go and subscribe there. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my goal during this COVID period to reach 1 million people. It's my goal. As long as COVID, I want to reach 1 million people because there are people right now struggling. I mean, if you were any one of these Americans right now, you're in a worse situation than you were going into COVID-19. And these people need inspiration. They need hope. They need to know that there's a better tomorrow. They need to be introduced to the motivational teacher to the masses. And ladies, you and I, we have the keys to unlocking their future. So if you would, please don't sit on the sideline and be a Monday morning quarterback. Get in, host watch parties for these videos because we are changing lives one day at a time. So until next time, unlock your potential. I'm challenging you to wage war on mediocrity. I'm out.